River in Michigan. Hey, River, can you hear us? What is up?
Hi, River.
Yes, I can. Thank you. How are you guys doing?
Man,
Pretty
we're
good.
doing awesome. Yeah, just having a good time tonight.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep this as brief as I can so we can get to the next caller. Would this be the appropriate show to ask about secular morality, or should I wait for?
Absolutely, this is the appropriate show to ask about secular morality. Go for it.
Yeah. So I recently came out of like a Catholic faith, and I'm trying to carry over as many things into my I don't like to call it atheism, but I guess I should. As I can, and so what I want to carry over is, my bottom line is I want morality and meaning. Those two things I'm good in life. And so I pretty much have the meaning thing down. I understand that you can create your own meaning and that things have meaning to you, even if they don't have meaning to the universe. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to say in some way that I'm struggling with morality a bit, and I'm a little bit scared about it because I'm hearing a lot of some atheists expose. No, I wouldn't say a lot, but some atheists expose the view known as egoism, which basically says that you should treat other people well because it benefits you. And I want to form some kind of logical moral framework, maybe using empathy, that basically says you should treat other people well, not only because it benefits you, but also because it benefits them. And I've heard a lot of atheists try to justify this. They say, you can easily see that you should do this through empathy, but I'm just having trouble making that logical jump. Is it really true that you should help another person because you could be in their same position? I'm just trying to bridge that logical gap.
What a fantastic
I
question.
like this.
What a fantastic question. You got some thoughts, huh?
No, you first.
Okay,
I like this.
So here's what I'll say about this, River. When it came to my own deconversion from my Christian faith, the history didn't bother me the most. The science didn't bother me the most. The philosophy didn't bother me the most. Well, the philosophy did, because to the major point, the morality thing bothered me more than any other part, because I felt the exact same way, River. I could not understand how atheists understood morality. It didn't make sense to me why people were motivated to do the things that they did, and what constitutes a good secular morality. What does morality even mean? What does that look like for human beings? And then I realized morality is a construct of human beings. It's all it is. There's nothing intrinsic to it. And people will disagree with me on this. I'm more of a moral nihilist, if you want to put a label to it. I think humans created morality because we saw it necessary to our purposes, and in that sense, it is utilitarian. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the motivations to your morality can't be built on some kind of framework of logic or objective principles. But you have to understand that the desire or the want to help other people is ultimately going to be based on a subjective principle. I have not found a way to say that, this is an objective thing that has to be true and make sense. My name, ObjectivelyDan, comes from a parody of this idea, because I saw Frank Turek one time at Baylor University. And Frank Turek, I asked him about morality and if morality was objective. And he said yes. And so I asked him if, when the guy in the Bible that stoned that other dude for picking up sticks on the Sabbath, whether or not that was an objectively good act or not. And long story short, I didn't really get a great answer out of him. But it pointed out the silliness to me that we can just have these objective principles that are going to last from the day to day and always be the same and always work out best for us, because we're always discovering new things, and we're always going to figure out, hey, this thing that we thought was good for people actually isn't. Hey, cigarettes? Not great for people.
Yeah.
Used to be super awesome. Nobody had a problem. Now, if somebody told me that they want to start smoking, I have an ethical obligation, almost, right? Obligation in the sense that it's part of my principles, that I want to stop this person from smoking. If 100 years ago, nobody cared because it wasn't as big of a deal. But now I have more data and I know, wow, this actually harms people. And that informs my morality and informs my choices on the day-to-day. So in short, River, it's a frustrating thing to figure out because you want to make it like a logically consistent system of everything. And like, I've almost given up at this point. And only in the recognition that I still have my own wants and desires, and I still have some principles that I base off of those wants and desires. Is that egoism? Maybe. But I don't claim that what I believe is objective, that my morality is something that every single person should follow. Do I think I should follow it? Yes, that's why I have it. But I don't go as far as to say that, yes, there is a secular morality that everybody should follow because this is just the way it is and this is the best thing for human beings. I think that's always going to be up to interpretation. I don't think we'll ever be able to make the means justify the end. Wait, no. Whatever David Hume's fucking problem was, I can't remember. So
Is
ought. Thank you, River. I can tell you've been much more up to date on your research on this. So very good. Any thoughts on this, Jen?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that you're right. Morality is only here because people are. And I think it has to be subjective because it's because of people.
Yep.
And so, when I think about what my morals are now, well, it boils down to what good can this bring and what harm can this bring? Mm-hmm. And that's what I go to.
And what I can at least recognize as good and harm,
yes,
right? Because
in my experience so far, I'd say I'm worldly.
Sure.
I don't know.
The Christians would say you're worldly, for sure.
People, yeah.
Yeah.
Some people would. Mm-hmm. Some people won't. I'll say
Yeah.
that. But anyway, I that's just what I come to when I think about, is this morally good or not? I think, what good can it bring? What harm can it bring?
Yeah. So, River, I have no obligations to you. You can be a good person if you want to. That's still your choice at the end of the day. I think it just comes down to choice and what choices people make. Not really, people make systems for themselves, but ultimately it's an invented thing. That's what I think it comes down to. So,
We made it up.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I'm gonna honestly, well, I don't know. I want to disagree, but I think I totally understand that if there were a universe with no living beings in it, there would be absolutely no morality.
Right.
There would be no meaning, no morality. Nihilism would be true. But the thing is, we do live in a universe with living beings in it. And so I think, for example, if you're a human being, you have a goal of well-being. You want pleasure and you don't want pain. And that's a subjective desire, yes. But even though it's a subjective desire, there are objectively better and worse ways to achieve that desire. And so there are going to be things based, if you hold that desire, which you do, you don't have a choice that you do, there are things you should and should not do based on that desire. Now, that only leads you to egoism. But what I'm trying to make the jump to is I'm trying to say, well, if you consider another person and you consider that you could be that person, so if I look at another person, I say, I could basically say a statement that goes along the lines of, I should fulfill the desires of others because if I were those others, I would have the same desires. Mm-hmm. And so something along the lines of logical empathy. And so that's what I'm desperately want to be true. I'm very scared because I'm not sure if I want to live in a world without morality.
Well,
so I'm going to be frank here. So
River,
I apologize for dropping.
I never said that morality doesn't exist. I'm just saying that morality is a construct, right? So I think that's a different thing.
Yeah.
So going back to my name, is my name objectively Dan?
No, it was assigned. It's just what we assigned.
So,
to it.
but there's an entire world of people, at least 5,000 people, according to the YouTube subscribers. Who knows how many on Spotify and iTunes and wherever else you can find your podcasts at? Who know me as that name, who call me by that name, and is a name that we all agree is my name. That's kind of like morality, isn't it? Like we kind of eventually figured out a thing to call me as this blob of sludge that I am, and just say like, I'm Dan, and that was given to me at birth, and I could change that name, and I did. I'm objectively Dan now, but like, it's still an invented construct, even though we all agree, right? Even though you could objectively say, if your objective is, what does it say on his birth certificate? Then objectively, my name is Dan. But if that's not the standard by which you judge something to be objective, is it what your family calls you? Is that what's objective? I mean, we could say the same thing about morality, right? We could decide which principles count as objective and what's not objective. And some might be better than others. I would argue that your legal name is a good indicator of what your name is. But ultimately, a name is a name, and a name is invented. It's something we come up with. Right? So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he said it.
I hope I was consistent and clear through all that. I don't know. That's just my opinion, right? Like, there's definitely people smarter than me who have spent their entire lives trying to figure this stuff out. But
like just because the English language is invented by humans, does that mean it doesn't exist?
Or does English have objective rules that we have to follow?
Right. You know, when I started learning, this is right before I became an atheist, I was crazy about learning, right? And one of the things that got me thinking was there was a TED Talk about words or the dictionary, and this person got up and she was like, "Who do you think writes the dictionary?" Because I used to be the kind of person that was like, "Oh, that's not a word.
Yeah.
You can't use that. That's not a word." But then I started, learning about the dictionary and how it works. And it just kind of depends on how we use the word. And they just kind of use algorithms and just try to figure out how we determine what that word means now. Mm-hmm. Because when you think about so many words that meant something else, 100 years ago, it just depends on how you use it. And so...
Yeah, we determine what's healthy for people.
Right.
Going back to that cigarette thing.
It just depends on how you look at it.
Yeah. If you had asked the plague doctor in the 1500s, maybe bloodletting would probably be the best thing for you. And that was what was healthy.
So that's the thing
But that's a different thing because that's dealing with evidence of... Anyway.
That's the thing that I love most about this new perspective is that it's not like there's this right or wrong list of things to do and right ways to do them. It's, just look at it differently. It depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, but I can definitely agree that we can commonly define things as good and harm, and it seems to work out for us for our day-to-day lives. Are there going to be ethical situations that it doesn't work out all the time, every day? But that's just what we as humans have to do. We just have to deal with it. We have to look the void in the eye and say, "I'm looking at you, void, and I don't care if you stare back or not," because the void looks either way. We could. You can't talk to the void. I don't know why you talk to the void in the first place. It's the void, but you got to do something because that's what it means to be human, man. I'll stand by that. Anyway, I thought that was good. Yeah. No, that wasn't really good. One day, somebody's gonna quote all the stuff that comes out of this show, and it's gonna be like, out of everything I've ever said, there's gonna be like 2 minutes where I was like pretty on point, and then everything else is just kind of throw it away. But anyway, was that a good discussion, River? That was a lot of us talking. I hope maybe we found something here, right? River, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm right here. It's just this is kind of echoing my fears back at me. I'm sorry.
Oh, really? What fears?
Like this whole nihilism, the fear of nihilism and the void, and I just.
What scares you about it?
Like, I don't like the idea, it's like that it's totally optional it's totally optional or arbitrary that I think I should help other people. I don't like.
Why?
Is it arbitrary though? Is it completely arbitrary? You have reasons to do what you do, right?
So the thing is that it kind of is in the sense of when it comes to the universe and whether or not the universe cares what I do. But when it comes to how it affects me, I mean, it matters a lot.
Yeah.
Because everything that I do has consequences.
Yeah. You're not the universe. You're you. And you have thoughts and desires.
You have your own world.
Yeah, you have things that you care about. And so, it's going to matter. Like, this matters to you. Yeah. Whether or not morality is objective or not, this is mattering to you right now.
And this is mattering to somebody else somewhere.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And so I like the saying, the universe doesn't care, but we do.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
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 And but it doesn't have to because it's out there.
Yeah.
We're here.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
And so I totally understand that since I have desires, there's things I should and should not do to achieve those desires. But what I'm trying to get to is kind of what people like I've heard Matt Dillahunty reference empathy as some kind of, like, I don't want myself to be the arbiter of what is moral. I want to treat people as...
Listen, man, you ultimately are. Because here's the thing. Someone could give you the best reasons in the world, but you're still the one deciding whether that's a good reason or not. Because there's people out there who will take that and reject it. They do it every day. Mm-hmm. You know? It's always going to come down to you, bud. You can't escape yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think this has been a good conversation. Maybe this has definitely added a lot to my thoughts. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And River, like, I want you to walk away from this conversation feeling empowered. Because
And not scared.
And not scared, dude, because it's easy to feel scared about this stuff, man. Jenna and I can tell you, we've been there.
Yeah.
That existential fear is real. And I'll be honest with you, it comes back every once in a while.
In flashes.
It flashes, man. But once you start to coalesce with yourself and realize that you are who you are and that's all you're ever going to be, there's a peace that comes with that. If you look hard enough, there is a peace. And if that's what you need right now, that's what you need right now. You know? Take it easy, dude.
How are you feeling about this right now?
Not very good. I want to be able to say, because of empathy, because of logical empathy, I have a moral obligation to
Well, for your moral code, don't you?
I want to be able to say two things. One, I have a desire for well-being. Therefore, there's things I should not do based on that. Mm-hmm. Two, if I look at another person, I say I should help that person advance their desires, because if I were that person, I would have the same desires and wants as they would.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's objectively logically true, though.
I think that is subjectively, objectively true.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, like you're developing a principle by which you can measure things by, which makes it objective
for you.
But the decision by which you are deciding that this is the principle by which you are measure things by is subjective.
Right.
So in that sense, she's right. It's subjectively objective. And here's the thing, man. Like, people have awful desires too, you know, and desires can't be the be all end all. But here's the other thing too, River. I could be super freaking wrong. Both of Jenna and I could be super wrong, and some cool philosopher guy is gonna be like, buy my fucking book on Amazon, guys. I got this shit figured out, and I just haven't fucking read it yet. So, like, don't listen to us. We're just two fucking people in our 20s on a call-in show talking about, I mean, like, who knows if we got it figured out. Yeah, we've done some reading, but the world's a big place. I don't know.
We're just talking.
And
being honest.
Being honest, yeah, and about how we feel and how we view things, but you're always going to find people who view differently. And
this is our perspective, and you have your perspective.
Yeah, enjoy the journey rather than the solution there, man, or the end game, because ultimately this is what's real to you right now. This is what you're going through, you know? So I hope that helps,
all right,
man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you hey, real quick, if you do start to feel really down, maybe talk to somebody.
Yes.
Okay, the secular therapy project.
Mm-hmm. Secular therapy project.
Just because, or also recovering from religion, because they have experience talking to people like you and me who have gone through this, and so they might have better tips on what to do than I do, because I'm still learning. I'm still going through this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good advice there, Jenna. Thank you for saying that. But River, we'll let you go right now. Hey, take care of yourself, bud. Don't take life too seriously, man.
Just
enjoy it. Yeah.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. And that's all YouTube will let me sing until we get demonetized. Anyway, River.
Nice talking to you.
Take care, man.
Okay.